Welcome you all. In this lesson, we are going to discuss about structure and functions of ecosystems. First of all, we should know about what is an ecosystem. An ecosystem is a structural and functional unit of ecological where the living organism interact with each other and surrounding environment. In other words, an ecosystem is a chain of interactions between organisms and their environment. The term of ecosystems was first coined by A.G. Densley, an English botanist, in the year of 1935. The structure of an ecosystem is characterized by the organizations of both biotic and non-abiotic components. So this includes the distribution of energy in our environment. It is also include the climatic conditions prevailing in the particular environment. The structure of an ecosystem can be split into two main components, namely such as biotic component, abiotic component. The biotic and abiotic component are interrelated in an ecosystem. It is an open system where the energy and component can flow throughout the boundaries. So we can see the structure of ecosystems. Ecosystems are the broad two categories. One is abiotic. Abiotic in the sense it represents the non-living organisms, which means such as soil, water, light, inorganic nutrients and weather. And biotic, it represents the living organisms, producer and consumers. Biotic components. So biotic components refers to all living components in an ecosystem based on the nutrition, and biotic components can be categorized into autotrophy and heterotrophy and saprotrophy. So this is the decomposers. So producer, and it includes all autotrophs and such as plant. They are called autotrophs as they can be produced food throughout the process of photosynthesis. So consequently, all other organisms higher upon the food chain rely on the producer for food. Another one is consumer. So consumer are heterotrophs, so of organisms that depend on other organisms for food. The consumer are further classified into the primary consumer and secondary consumers, finally tertiary consumers. So primary consumer in the sense herbivores, secondary consumers are carnivores, sometimes are omnivores. So primary consumer are always herbivores, or they rely on the producer for food, and secondary consumer depend on the primary consumer for energy. They can either be carnivores or omnivores. So tertiary consumer are organisms that depend on the secondary consumers for food, and tertiary consumers can also be carnivores or omnivores. And quaternary consumers are present in the some food chain. These against prey on tertiary consumers for energy, and furthermore they are usually at the top of the food chain as they have no natural predator. So next, decomposer. It includes the saprophytes and such as fungi or bacteria. So decomposers include the fungi and bacteria. They directly thrive on the dead and decaying of organic matter. So decomposers are essentially for the ecosystems as they help in recycling nutrient to be reused by plants. Abiotic component. Abiotic component are the non-living component of an ecosystems. It include air, water, soil, minerals, sunlight, temperature, nutrient, wind and altitude or turbidity, etc. And functions of ecosystems. The ecosystem is a functional unit of the environment system. The abiotic component provide matrix for the synthesis of organic component. This process involves the exchange of energy. So functional attribute of the ecosystem keep components running together. Ecosystems functions are natural process or exchange the energy that take place in various plant and animal communities. So to the different biomass of the world, for instance green leaves prepare the food and root absorbs nutrient and from the soil. The functions of ecosystem are as follows. It regulates the essential ecological processes and support life system and render stability, and it is also responsible for this cycling and nutrient between the biotic and abiotic component. It is maintain balance among the various trophic level in the ecosystems. It cycle of minerals through the biosphere, and the abiotic component help the synthesis of organic component that involve the exchange their energy from sense. And so the functional unit of the ecosystem or functional component of the work together in an ecosystems or like productivity or energy flow, decompositions and nutrient cycle. Productivity, we know that it refers to the rate of biomass productions. Energy flow, in the sense it is a sequential process through the which energy flow from one trophical level to another level. So the energy captured from the sun flows from producer to consumer and then decomposer and finally back to the environment. Next, decompositions, which means it is a process of breakdown of the dead organic material. The topsoil is the major site for the decomposition, and nutrient cycling in an ecosystem. Nutrient are the consumed and recycled back in various forms for utilization of by the various organisms. Another functions of ecosystems, it include the rate of biological energy flow and production, representations of a rate of community and rate of material and nutrient cycle, biological and ecological regulations, it including both regulation of organism by environment and regulation of environment by organisms. Next important topic, food chain, the order of living organisms, a community in which one organism consumes another and itself consumed by another organism to transfer energy is called food chain. So food chain is also defined chain of organism existing in any natural community through which energy is transferred. So every living living organisms, irrespective of their size and habitat, from the tiniest of the along with against of blue whale and the need for food to survive in sea. So food chain is structured differently from the different species in different ecosystems, and each food chain is a vital pathway for energy and nutrient to follow through the ecosystems. Another one is food web. There are unique interactions and a relationship which is involved in transportations of energy. The energy once produced and captured is distributed throughout the various living and organisms. So this is transfer of energy is termed as a food web. So there is a big difference, food chain and food web. So we can see the picture. So food chain and food web. Thank you.